Brian Baldinger at Baldy NFL. Hashtag Baldy Breakdowns on Twitter. Compass Media, he'll call the game Eagles-Broncos, along with Chris Carino this weekend for Compass Media. And he joins us now on the Sports Bash with Mike and Pete on 97.3 ESPN. Baldy, welcome back, pal. How are you?
I'm good. Good to join you guys, man. Thanks a lot for having me.
Yeah, man. And, the Baldy Breakdowns are a must hashtag on Twitter, and a lot of it shows a lot of the things here. And I'm interested from you, number one, you said Ajayi, chip on the shoulder. What has kind of been his struggles this year? Because this was a kid who was borderline special last year.
Well, he had 3 games last year where he ran for over 200 yards. I mean, I think there's only 2 other backs in the history of the league that did that, during the course of a season and went to a Pro Bowl, all that. He's been, the yards per average, the negative runs, all that. He hasn't scored a touchdown yet. 150 touches. He hadn't gotten in the end zone yet. All that is there. Look, most running backs, if they haven't scored a touchdown and you're taking carries away from them, they get grumpy. They sort of mope a little bit and all that. He's accused of all of that down in Miami. And so they put him on the block. Mike Tannenbaum and Howie Roseman, they've got a pretty good history of doing deals together. Carson Wentz wouldn't be an Eagle without a deal with the Miami Dolphins 2 years ago. So, they get the deal done. But my point about the tweet that I put out there was there's no room to come in here and be moody or surly or grumpy. Like, it just doesn't work in this locker room. The locker room is run by Carson Wentz, and there's just no attitudes allowed. I mean, you just have one common goal, and that's why the Eagles have the best team in football right now. I think they have the best locker room, and they don't have any messes to clean up during the week. It's a pretty good group.
Hey, Baldy, all your experience in different locker rooms, different teams, does that trump talent sometimes?
Yes. That's what Chip Kelly was trying to say when he's talking about culture over talent. It does trump it. But you still need talent, though. Don't get me wrong. I mean, you still got to be able to convert third downs and defend the pass and all the things the Eagles are doing really well right now. You still need to be able to do all those things. But, yes, you have to eliminate – the distractions is the buzzword. But really it's about, are you all rowing in the same direction? Do you have the same common purpose and goal regardless of how much playing time, how many touches you get? You bring in guys like Chris Long to that locker room. He doesn't care about his paycheck. He doesn't care about how many reps he gets. He doesn't care if he gets a sack. He just cares about winning games and whatever he can do to help win the game. And there's got a whole bunch of Chris Longs in that locker room right now.
Baldy, that shows how little the separation of talent, though, is in the NFL, right?
Oh yeah, there's no doubt, Pete. It's very narrow, and these wins, even against a winless San Francisco team, I mean it's a 3-3 game deep into the second quarter, and the Eagles on 3rd and 15, against a defense just completely playing the sticks. They don't dump it down to Wendell Smallwood. They go for the big shot to Torrey Smith, and they get a defensive pass interference penalty. Next thing you know, Zach Ertz is catching a 1-yard touchdown pass, and the game just sort of snowballed from there. But it is narrow. Denver right now is struggling at the quarterback position. They're struggling offensively, but defensively, I think it's a great time for Denver to come to Philadelphia because it's a championship level defense, and you got to be really good to defend, to really attack them and defeat them. And they came to the Eastern Time Zone about a month ago, and they got it handed by the Buffalo Bills, so that can be done. But you got to be at your best to play that defense.
And how about the other name that's a lot of people are talking about today, LeGarrette Blount, and how he feels, and was he consulted? And I mean, you said his name a minute ago, but I mean, are there enough touches to go around? I guess is what I'm asking.
No, there isn't. And so, I don't know what the future of LeGarrette Blount is, and it's fair to question. It's fair to ask if I was LeGarrette Blount. Because he's had a good season when given the number of touches. But I believe the Eagles traded for Jay Ajayi, a 24-year-old who has tremendous power and breakaway speed, that they've traded for him to be the starting running back. And it may be the end for LeGarrette Blount. LeGarrette Blount has not been good in blitz pickup. It's been an issue. It's one of the reasons why he's not on the field all the time. But it's been an issue for all running backs outside of maybe Corey Clement, who looks to be the best at it. And this this year and this entire offseason and all the deals that have been done are about one thing and one thing only, building around Carson Wentz. And they're going to put a 24-year-old running back around him. Now, people could say, well, he's got bad knees, got all this. The guy lines up and plays football. I don't know what his x-rays prove. He passed the physical yesterday. But I believe that right now they traded and gave a fourth-round pick to get a starting running back. And I think that's what Jay Ajayi is going to be on this team.
Yeah, Baldy, Brian Baldinger, Compass Media. He'll call the game this weekend, Eagles and the Denver Broncos at Baldy Breakdowns. Use that hashtag on Twitter to check out Baldy's breakdowns of the key plays this weekend. That is the big thing. Jay Ajayi, pass protection. I like your tweet saying that if he protects Carson Wentz, they'll build a statue of him. But that was an underrated thing that this team was lacking, that Howie went out into trade deadline and found a guy who can pick up that blitz.
Well, I put a play on where he did pick up the blitz. He picked it up well with good technique and form. Now, I also saw a lot of plays yesterday where he wasn't good, and he was indecisive, and he was confused, and he looked like, an Eagle running back. So I put a play up there, but I could have put other plays up there where it's a question mark, and we won't know until he's in that predicament. I know this. Every team is blitzing the Eagles, one-back sets right now. Every team is, and they're coming after them. And they're doing it. The 49ers did it in a lot of creative ways. They're getting defensive linemen on running backs, the way that they're picking and stunning and twisting up front to expose the running back. And nobody has been good at it. And they're going to get a lot more of it. And what you can't tolerate is the number of hits and the type of hits that Carson Wentz has taken. And that is the entire future of this franchise. And so I believe that part of the trade yesterday was to address that issue and that issue alone.
Baldy, how would you say his style of running fits in with the Eagles' offense? Can he be the home run hitter that they seem to be lacking in the running game? I mean, they run the ball well, but they're still looking for that home run hitter.
Well, if you look at carefully at the 3 200-plus yard rushing games of Jay Ajayi a year ago, in each of those 3 games he had a 50-plus yard run. And so he can hit, and that's part of why Adam Gase was a little fed up with him, is he's, and it's a question mark now. We got to see how it gets answered in the second half of the season, but does he look for the home run too much? Will he just take the 3 or the 4 yards that are there rather than dancing, bouncing, looking for the big play? Other backs have had that issue. And it's a question that is a fair question, but it can only be answered by putting him on the field and seeing what he does.
Brian Baldinger.
But the Eagles have a power running game. It's built around a power back. I mean, that's what they want to do.
Yeah, it's a perfect opportunity for them to, have a guy now that can be out there, pass protect, hopefully, and do the little things. Catch the ball out of the backfield, hit the big play, and then you have LeGarrette Blount late in games. It seems that if they can find the balance between those two, that they're a good complement for each other.
Well, there's, look, Corey Clement can do that. We'll see what Wendell Smallwood's role is. That's 4 running backs and a quarterback that, likes to run. So that's a lot of carries. That's a lot of touches right there that you got to produce. I don't know that they can do that constantly. I don't know that there's going to be a role for all 4 of them. I'd be surprised if all 4 backs, I don't know what Jay Ajayi's status is going to be yet. Doesn't take long for a running back to get acclimated to what his role is. Things don't change that much from, organization to organization. If there's one position that can get up and ready to play in a couple days, it's the running back. But I don't believe that they're going to be able to activate, and Kenyon Barner. I don't believe you can activate 5 running backs. So right. Somebody's going to sit. Somebody might actually be gone before Sunday.
Hey, real quick, Baldy, in your breakdowns, did you get a chance to look at Vaitai? Do you feel comfortable with what you saw from him on Sunday? They didn't make a move at tackle.
Well, there wasn't a lot of moves. I mean, you're going to make a trade for Dwayne Brown. Right now Seattle gave up a lot to get him. There wasn't a lot out there. Look, here's the deal with with Halapoulivaati. He's a good player. He's a smart kid, and he's a tough kid. He played 2 years at left tackle at TCU, played a year at right tackle. He can play left tackle. He's not Jason Peters. Nobody is. He can't move the line of scrimmage like him. He can't dance like him. But he's good. He's a good enough player. He's good enough until he's not good enough, and then you make the move if it necessitates it. But right now, you just put Big V over there. You keep laying it right. And if he can't do it, and, look, Von Miller's going to go over there this weekend. He'll see Shane Ray. He'll see Shaquille Barrett. He's going to see some elite rushers this week. So we'll see how he does. And, if it's a struggle for him, I feel confident you can play him at right tackle. I know this. He doesn't miss assignments, and he's very tough. Those are good qualities to have. Left tackle is a difficult position to play. A lot of teams don't have one. We'll see how it plays out. They do have the luxury, I think, of eventually, if they need to move Lane over there.
Baldy, I look forward to the pregame tour pictures that I always enjoy that you post on social media as well. So we're looking forward to hearing you on the call and looking forward to seeing your experience with Eagles and Broncos. Thanks, buddy.
My pleasure, Pete.